I think environmental justice is not being forced to live in an area that is not safe environment wise. So, like an area that has clean water and fresh air and not subject to pollutants and landfills and stuff like that. And I know for the most part, there's some areas where black people don't have that option because they don't have the economic means to move away from an area like that, or to come together and protest against maybe companies that are kind of polluting their area or just making it environmentally unsafe. So environmental justice would be protecting the rights of those of marginalized groups to for them to be able to have a better environment to live in.
So I think that environmental justice is not having a particular segment of the population bear more than their fair share of environmental risk. So whether that be African American, Hispanics. So environmental justice seeks the equality, the inclusion of policy agendas and implementation as far as solving environmental issues and making sure that populations aren't overburdened.
Environmental justice to me is when certain neighborhoods are discriminated against based on where they live, the income that they have, and being placed next to things that cause next to environmental things that cause different sicknesses and health issues like chemical plants, for example, being placed in certain neighborhoods that cause cancer.
Okay, so environmental justice to me is basically protecting our environment, protecting our resources, and so I think the injustices that come along with that is utilizing resources or natural resources down to depletion, and also introducing different harmful chemicals that will in some ways affect those natural resources that we have. And to piggyback off what Aaron says, it is introducing these toxic things like into our fresh waters, into our plants, something that is very integral to the way that we, not I guess our ecosystem, our human ecosystem, or it interrupts and disturbs that. So yeah.
Environmental justice means to me that everyone has the right to equal environmental conditions, which means that we all have the right to clean air, water, a home, and food.
Well, environmental justice to me means taking care of the space that we all inhabit. We're all citizens of Mother Earth.
Environmental justice just simply means being able to successfully take care of everyone. Everyone should have adequate amount of resources and opportunities.
Environmental justice to me means fulfilling every human's human right to the environment, to live a dignified life, including the types of foods that they eat, specifically the plants. I have a personal experience while I was studying abroad in Uganda, and I lived with the host family there, and I just realized how my skin was better, my hair was better, my nails were growing, just everything about me just seemed so much more healthy than it is here. And I realized that it came from them growing and raising the foods that we eat without the chemicals, without certain pesticides, without things that literally kill us slowly. So environmental justice to me is it's the just way of using the environment for our body's benefit. I don't know, it's just so important because when we think about the community that we live in here in the West End, how there are very few, if any, community gardens, the access to quality foods and quality just plants, period, and vegetation that people have is it's like slim to none. And I don't know, it's seemingly a setup, but environmental justice in that case would be giving those people a right to live sustainable lives and not just living day to day on fast food and foods that are chemically harmed, to say the least. So environmental justice is very necessary, and it's a way of preserving life.